It is beyond frustrating to think that a majority of us that took on the identity of alcoholic never chose that for ourselves. Can you remember, when was it? When was it? Yeah, either for yourself or for someone else. When someone was like, you know what? Alcoholic. That's what I am. There had to have been like a series of events, dude. People hit me up and tell me the craziest stuff that they did. And then because of that crazy blackout or because of that DUI or whatever it was, that someone's like, dude, you're an alcoholic. There's no debate there. There was no real question. It wasn't like, oh, well, have you ever considered that maybe you're developing some form of alcoholism? No, they just go like, you're an alcoholic. That's what alcoholics do. And so guess what happens? We assume the identity against our own will on purpose. We would never sit here and go, alcoholic. That's what I am. That's who I want to be. That's of everything that's ever happened to me. Alcoholic is what I've concluded. That's crazy, because no one would consciously, on purpose, willingly do that to themselves. They would sit here and go like, well, I could be a parent, right? I could be a doctor. I could be an EMT. I could be a judge. No, alcoholic is what I landed on. How did that get implanted? How did that come to fruition? It's because the majority of people that examine our behavior, that give a fuck for whatever reason, want to label us. And then our brain assumes the identity and starts fueling the action. A basic example would be like, if you started calling me superhuman and against my own will, against me asking you to do that, you just say, Kohdi, you're like a superhuman. My brain is going to first off deny that to some degree and go like, I might be strong, but I'm not superhuman. But if you kept telling me that every single day, guess what my brain's going to do? It's going to start finding reasons why that's true. It's going to start assuming that identity. So here's where I'm going with all of this. At what point do we completely disregard the identity of alcoholic and go back to, hi, my name is your name, and I'm struggling with blank. You're a person before your struggles. You're a human before the ailments. Alcohol and substances are a symptom. They are not the problem. And for a lot of people, that problem becomes a solution once they're dependent. So if you've been struggling with not just identity, but getting out of the framework of alcoholic, you're not alone, dude.